go.
Okay, Tales from the Bottom of the Ocean. Mike,
Yeah.
how are you doing?
I'm really good because I just made a new podcast. I already screwed it up. New Instagram.
I also made an Instagram. You can catch me at Drew Macia. That's Drew, DREWMACIA on Instagram.
And I'm Tales Podcast.
Yeah.
That's where I'll be posting most of our escapades.
Yeah, exactly. But if you want to follow me personally, that's my hook. Also,
I don't know why you would. You're boring.
yeah, I am pretty boring.
No, I'm
pretty
kidding.
boring guy.
He's an interesting fellow.
Yeah, some might say.
Maybe.
But another thing, Mike.
Doctors especially.
Yeah. One thing that's really interesting is money. You know how much we love money.
Yeah.
One thing it would be really cool for you guys to do is go on patreon.com/area22. Donate a couple of dollars, a little bit of money, a little bit of scratch, maybe per month if you
A
can.
little bit of cheddar, if you will.
Yeah. Helps keep us alive and healthy so we don't have to keep going back into the cryogenic tube because we can't afford food.
Ideally, I would have enough money from just Patreon that I don't have to go to work anymore.
Yeah, that would be the dream, isn't it? Imagine
this is your job.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, we got paid in headphones. Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
Got paid to see birds.
Area 22 Productions. Well, on the Patreon, it's just Area 22, but you know where to find it. Thank you, all of you. You give our lives meaning. Right, Mike? We love the audience, right?
Yeah, we do.
All right, so...
Especially since it's before Valentine's Day.
yeah. Merry Valentine's Day and Happy Christmas or whatever. All right, so Mike, we're going to be continuing art. Oh, by the way, we stopped the keto diet from last episode, so now we're back to our fully formed self.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we couldn't handle it. We're returning into literal socks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Socks. All right, let's go.
Mike regrew his tongue. Anyway, colors, shapes, and conveying a message, Mike. So what do you know about color theory, Mike?
A decent amount, since I was like an art student. I wasn't an art student, but in high school, you got to choose either art or music. I chose art, and because the teachers are hot, and color theory, like the color wheel and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, hot colors, cool colors,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
How they convey different emotions based on like the intensity.
Yeah, how certain color light works.
Yeah.
All that jazz.
Like deeper reds like are more powerful, like conveying emotion than like shallower reds, which are good at conveying like soft.
Pretty sure it
emotions.
affects your appetite too.
Yeah, yeah. Like
It also helps you go to sleep, whereas blue light ruins that.
red light helps you go to sleep.
Yeah.
Really?
Yep. Like red. That's why like night lights like should or tend to be red.
It's the only color devoid of blue.
Yep.
Only RGB.
But what I thought blue was like always.
If you the farther you get away from blue light, the better, because blue light just screws your eyes up. Like I remember I did for my public relations internship, I had to do like a series on how bad blue light is for you. Just causes cancer, makes you stay up at night.
Blue light, damn.
Yeah, that's why it keeps you up. That's why like things like Facebook or like things, just like a lot of websites decide to use blue, because then you're more prone to be staring at it.
Huh.
And that's why I use a blue light filter on my phone, because like you could tell, like you can just tell the difference after a while how much it really hurts your eyes.
That's very interesting.
Yeah, so you get to stare at my face in blue light. And it keeps you up at night.
Big Brother's watching you.
Yeah.
Big Mike is watching you.
Big Mike.
All right, so I mean that's definitely getting a little bit into how colors kind of work and how they affect us.
Yep, colors are legit.
Yeah, they're pretty cool. But I have written here sort of a summary of like all the different
You've written,
psychological
copied and pasted.
shut up psychological meanings behind all the different kinds of colors and like what happens when you get softer and stronger versions of them, obviously.
Alright, go.
All right.
That's why I'm wearing a white shirt, because that's devoid of color.
It's
Actually, no. White is all of the colors mixed together.
Well, yeah, it has all the colors in the
Every single-
spectrum.
depends.
Huh?
Because if you're doing print in CMYK, then black is all the colors, and if you're doing RGB, then it's
Yeah.
all the colors.
Listen, Steve, you want to be in this seat? I'm kidding. Anyway,
He couldn't.
so like warmer, like reds and oranges and yellows, obviously convey emotion, like enthusiasm, powerful, like passion, stuff like that.
When I see yellow, I think of pee. And lemons.
All right.
It's a sour because of the lemons, not the reminds me of sourness.
Well, I mean, obviously, it's the standard Pavlov. Yo, hold on. There's something really funny I heard on like a podcast.
Was it this one?
No, it was a different one. But don't worry, I'm not like cheating on us or anything. But it was just like what's it? Like, you know those paid programming things at late at night?
Yeah.
Like, so this guy was, like, advertising this, like, mind-reading, like, sort of book. Like, a book that he's like, okay, this is how you become, like, a telepathic, like, memory inducer or whatever. And so he was like, watch it and be amazed as I show an example. And he pulled out a lemon. He was like, you probably puckered up when seeing this lemon. This works. This just proves that it works. It's really funny. It's like it's a standard Pavlovian associative psychology. But he's like, I send a mind alter, a reader or whatever.
Yeah.
I can predict the future. It's crazy.
Colors are confusing.
No, I mean, like, they it's weird how they induce, like, emotions. Like, obviously, like, the reason why we associate red, like, strong reds with, like, sexual prowess and, like passion and stuff like that is because, you know, especially when
because hearts are red, you know.
Well, not just that, but like because when you are aroused, you do get flush in the cheeks, like you do turn red, like that. You know, like in anime when they have those like
when they're friggin' nosebleeds. Where did I get that from?
No, hold on, no, it's not the nosebleeds. I was talking about like that thing where they have like, the pink.
Like
yeah. And then it's cool because like the screen gets all rosy and like stuff like fuzzy and stuff like that. Like
what anime are you watching?
Well, no, it's basically like a trope in anime. Like in anime, like they do utilize colors a lot. Like
they do,
like, especially shapes and colors, like to really it's over the top, not in comparison to like Western, you know, animation. Like they go really over the top with it, you know. Like to convey surprise, they like blow up the face and like make it really circular and like make the mouth like really open to gape, stuff like that.
Yep.
Yeah, it's really interesting. But like the difference, I guess, between like red and like yellows and oranges, right, is they tend to invoke sociability, happiness, cheerfulness, that sort of thing.
Yeah, like the sea bricks, for example, they're red.
Yeah, so it makes us look exciting, Mike. Even though we're like demonstrably from exciting individuals.
Yeah, I'm always tired because I keep looking at red light.
Maybe the sea bricks are making us tired.
Yeah, but also like is alert because you could detect it easier. That's why stop signs are red.
Oh yeah,
and stuff like that. Like imagine if a stop sign was green, you would just ignore it.
Well, in China's kind of ass backwards when it comes to colors because red for them means go.
What?
I heard that red it means go.
Because it's like
green means stop for them.
Why?
Like they kind of
imagine being an American as your first day in China, and immediately you already got into an automobile accident because of you didn't know.
Stupid Americans.
Yeah,
it's pretty nuts. But like now into like the more cooler sort of colors like blues, indigos, that sort of thing. Like purples, like aquamarines.
Aquamarines. That's not a brand of color.
What is it then? Like turquoises? How about
close? I guess cyans. It falls under cyans.
Oh yeah, cyans.
Yeah,
cyans along the.
It's kind of funny actually. It reminds me of how like you know how like let's say you're out with like I don't think you could relate to this, but imagine you're out with your girlfriend, and imagine you're trying to get like paint, right?
Yeah.
They'll be like, do you want eggshell white? Do you want bone white? Or do you want cream white? And then you're looking at these three colors and they're literally just white to you. It's like that. Like, it's weird how different genders interpret and hold value to colors. Like, I don't care.
Yeah.
It's white.
Well, I mean, the thing is that women are evolutionarily, that's kind of, I think that's a word, more perceptive to different colors because it's believed that when we were hunters and gatherers, they had to like see like specific colors in between berries.
I think it's especially like applies to reds because they're like, that's not red, that's brick. Like, what do you mean? That's not red. That's scarlet. It's red.
It's definitely red.
Like, I don't know. A girl could look at the sea bricks and see a different shade of red.
They're actually blue.
Not a different shade of red.
No, I know. I'm saying, like, we're so bad at perceiving colors that's actually like, oh, this looks a little blue. Maybe.
They will be like I have to ask like a girl to like differentiate between black and navy blue sometimes because I can't tell. Like, is this black or navy blue? Same thing with black and gray. I can't really tell. I can't always tell the difference.
Yeah.
It's a pain to be a boy.
Mike walks out of the house thinking that he smeared navy blue paint all over his face.
Moving on.
Jesus. All right, so purples.
Body and blood of Christ. It's red, right? No, it looks kind of purple. Mary, what color is this? That's red. That's scarlet red. That's blood red. All right, thanks.
Shut up. I guess the more extremes of the blues would be about strength of character and, like, assuredness of self.
It's keeping you up at night, basically.
Yeah.
The blue light.
Yeah. While, like, the turquoises and stuff like that, it's like, it's more like it's cool because, like, the emotions, they tone down as you add more white into them, obviously.
Yeah.
So instead of, like, sort of
sheer depression of, like, dark blue, it's like you get the turquoise. It's like,
yeah, because, like, it's pretty, like, the turquoise is supposed to promote peace and calm-headedness and sort of, like,
Yeah, because, like, the way it kind of works is, like, the lesser extremes of something, like, alright, so the cooler blues are basically, like, peace, serenity, calmness, and then it gets slowly into sadness, depression, and stuff like that.
Yeah, like, it's more, like, the way that I was reading it described is that, like, reddish, sort of the bright reds and, like, the spectrum of red and yellow is outward emotion, and the blues are inward emotion.
Like, you go to pink, and then it goes, like, like, pink is, like, sanguine, like, calm, not calm, but, like, excitable, thrill-seeking,
Cute.
and then, like, angry, livid.
Yeah.
Right.
It's in a way, like, I wonder, like, what if we were able to perceive more colors? Like, would we also be able to feel more emotions, you think?
I don't know. I don't like when people say, like, certain animals can see, like, different colors, like, brand new colors we don't know.
Yeah,
like,
they can. It's okay.
Because you try to imagine a new color, and then, like, it's just really hard.
You can't really imagine a new anything, really. Like, so you have too much reference for everything.
Yeah, like, a new color is just going to end up looking like a color you already know.
Yeah.
Or that it's going to look too similar. It's not going to work.
Oh, Jesus, it's the color god. It's contacting us from beyond the beyond.
God.
Jesus, I'm feeling very melancholy now.
Reminds me also of the four humors, if you know those.
Yeah.
The black bile, blue bile, yellow bile.
The color god sounded a lot like a Mac.
No. It's phlegm, black bile, yellow bile, and blood.
Yeah.
And then, like, the blood is, like, sanguine people, like, excitable. Yellow is, like, caloric, like task-oriented.
Yeah.
You know that? Blue is, like, depressive, white stoic.
Hold on, I'm feeling kind of sad. Let me open up my coronoid artery and just release some of my humors.
Sure.
All right. So,
Damn, if I was the art student, I probably should have wrote these episodes.
obviously, there's, like, the more negative colors, like black and gray and white. Not negative to say, like, they're bad, obviously, but, like, negative,
Dull.
Yeah, kind of like dull. But there's the black, the whites, the browns, and grays, kind of silver, etc. Now, it was very interesting because like, the blacks that I was reading, the black colors that I was reading, it's, like, sort of representing mystery and, like, obscurity and stuff like that. It was just very interesting because, like, I once, me and a friend of mine in, like, a philosophy club, we were doing hypothesizations of, like, structures of
Structures of
the color god's very noisy today. The structures of the conceptualization of human consciousness. There we go.
Yeah.
And we concluded that, like,
black is the only color you'd see if you can't see colors.
I don't see color.
Black is the only color you would. I don't want to do this anymore.
You
know what I meant.
Yeah, no, I know what you meant.
the absence of with the absence of sight, you'd have the absence of colors. So therefore, wouldn't it make sense you only see black?
Yeah, but you wouldn't conceptualize it as black because you can't see any of the colors.
Which kind of like makes me think: if you had no eyes to begin with, do you even see black? How could you not see anything? You'd have to see black.
I don't know.
You see nothing.
Yeah, like would you not even see black? Well, I mean, actually, hold on. Black is the absence of light.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not.
And sight is reliant on
light, so
on
you
light.
would just see black. Yeah, you would just see black.
Yeah. Yeah,
Well,
I know.
actually, hold on, because
Well, think about when you close your eyes, you don't actually see black.
wait, but hold on. There's a problem there
If you
because
go like this, you do.
no, but there's a problem because the reason you're only seeing nothing is because your sight receptors are working, but they're just not picking up anything.
Yeah.
So if you don't have any sight receptors, then what is there?
Do we have any blind fans we could ask?
No, but the thing is that if they're but hold on, because you have to determine the type of blindness. Okay, so if your occipital, I think it's the occipital lobe. If your occipital lobe is completely like non-existent, so where you absolutely cannot transceive light into any sort of image. What
Yeah.
what is that? Like, what do you just see nothing, or is there like what dude? That's crazy. Like, what do you experience?
Because it's such a integral thing to have some kind of image there.
But there's no way to create an image, even if there's none. Like, there's none there. Like, if you're blind, right?
Like even if the image is just pitch blackness, it's still an image.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So like,
What do you see, or or the lack thereof?
I don't know.
Dude, you're just always in the dark. But no, there's no darkness.
I don't get it.
Well, because if you close your eyes, I mean, you're blind, sure, but you're still picking up. You're picking up nothing because your eyes are closed.
Yeah, but the light still seeps into your eyelids.
no,
If you
no.
go like this, you truly do see blackness,
No, but
like darkness. Because there's nothing getting to your eye receptors.
yeah. But like, what if you just don't have any receptors at all?
Or eyes, you know?
Uh,
I don't know. Maybe you just see, like, your brain's thoughts. Which would be nothing, because if you've never been able to see, it would just be darkness.
I smell my own thoughts, dude. Your other senses become so good that you just like hold up a freaking Doritos bag. It's like, no, I want the blue Doritos. Give me that.
That reminds me of when we were talking about, like, how blind people, like, you could tell a blind person what red is like by, like, giving them, like, something hot and, like, they'll touch it's like, oh. Or, like, something blue, you just give them touch mice.
I want
Touch ice. The way that came out of my mouth said touch mice. Which would, oh, God.
Yeah. It's pretty nuts. All right, so, but, like, it's interesting because here, like, because there's a lot of ways to go about it, because you know there's the chromaticness of colors where it's just like you can add you can add white, you can add black to make it darker, to make it whiter, etc.
Yeah.
But then there's the luster, which is why I added silver. So adding a luster to something it shifts it, because well, actually, hold on, I'll get to that, but I want to just conclude.
Can't believe you're skipping over the fact when you merge two colors together, you could get a new color, like red and blue.
Well, yeah.
Makes
And that
purple.
color can be composed of other colors.
Yeah. Well, but I read about that, and the thing about them is that those colors tend to have those two emotions mixed together in a sort of way.
Yeah.
So they invoke both. They invoke both.
I'm a very purple kind of guy.
Yeah. Purple's like associated with nobility, sort of
Yeah, it's pretty purple.
wealth. Like the Buddhist monks, apparently, like the highest of them would wear purple robes.
Dude, that reminds me of the time I was in the city and I was wearing a purple shirt and this guy was like handing out mixtapes.
Hold on, wait.
He pointed at me. It's like, yo, I see you're wearing purple, the color royalty, and that got my attention. I'm like, yeah. And then he puts his mixtape in my hand. I'm like, no. They had me there for a second, but I'll have to decline your fine offer. Like, I love the way they operate. They just hand you the mixtape and it's like, all right, that'll be $5. Like, okay.
This isn't mine. But
New York City, if you've never been there, be aware of mixtape.
this guy threw a snake
Voice.
in my hands. It was like, all right, $20. And then
Yeah.
and just to pet it, and I was like, ooh, cool. He got me good. He was like, all right, $20, man. I was like,
Okay.
What?
yeah,
What kind of snake?
it was a python, like a really long.
He hands you a dangerous animal, and he's like,
well, hold on. It was like,
$20.
it was to pet it.
He's
He
a
was,
drop bear,
Oh.
just chucks it out.
he was like, hey, you want to pet this snake? And I was like, cool. And he's like, $20, dude. I was like,
That's ridiculous. No. What the hell are you gonna do when I don't? What if I just take it?
whatever. It's strange because the dichotomy between black and white is, one is the absence of vision, the absence of truth in the dark sort of thing. The other is the presence of light and the revealing of truth. But it's also like innocence, like purity, that sort of thing.
Yeah, like it's a good thing that does use color symbolism.
Yeah.
Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
Because there's like a scene at the end, towards the end, where like, all right, so Walter White is wearing a white shirt to like, but at this point he's obviously he's being super calm in this scenario, and he's like feigning to be innocent. So they gave him like an off-white shirt, and then his stepbrother, freaking Drake and Josh, his brother-in-law is like a cop who's like been looking for the Heisenberg, and he finds out it was him, and he's wearing a red shirt because he's like on the offense and like ready to like beat the hell out of Walter, which he does. So yeah, like stuff like that. Shows often use color theory like that.
Yeah.
Movies. I can think of other things if you gave me like 2 seconds.
Yeah. Obviously, in most cultures, they utilize like red on like banners to sort of utilize blood. Obviously, like blood and soil. That
And like the white surrender flag.
yeah,
it's
because
like,
the innocence, purity. Yeah.
like please leave me alone.
please stop.
Yeah.
But sort of brown and gray find balance in that sort of dichotomy.
See, brown is like an unfortunate color because it's the color that poop is. I feel like people can't thoroughly enjoy the color brown because they'll just be like, poop. Same thing with yellow and pee. Like, I'm being completely serious as as an educated adult.
Mike poo poo pee pee.
It depends on the shade.
Yeah, not really. Like, I can't think of different shades of brown and yellow that
Your
were,
poop is brown? No, I'm kidding.
Yellow? I don't know. See, no, that Post-it note that he's showing me looks like pee to me.
It looks like a post-it note to me. I'll be like, oh, that's post-it note yellow.
Nah, man, I hate it. I hate that, like, even in, like, I like the colors yellow and brown. But, like, I feel like people could just be like, you like brown, that's the color of poo. Or, like, you like yellow, that's the color of pee. You know? It's annoying.
And I wouldn't worry about it too much. But anyway,
It bothers me.
yeah, but they find like a unity in that sort of dichotomy.
Like, yellow used to be my favorite color to the point where I painted my room yellow. And I'm like, oh my god, I hate this so much. First of all, it's bright. Second of all, it's gaudy. Third of all, it looks like pee.
I wouldn't have done that.
I was 4.
Oh, fair enough.
But now I want it to be black. I want a black walls and a black carpet. Black's a cool color.
It's pretty edgy.
Well, no, it's like it's a cool color, even though it's devoid of all color. I don't know.
Listen, don't worry about it. But the thing
50
about
shades.
the thing about gray is that like it's in between, where it's like very stoic and indecisive kind of thing. You know?
Yeah, like the term.
In the gray or something. Like that?
Yeah, in the gray,
In
like
the gray area. Yeah,
gray area. Yeah.
Yeah. Or the gray Jedi.
What?
What? Whoops. I didn't say that word at all.
Jedi?
Don't worry about it, Mike.
Okay.
Don't worry. Moving on. Green is you know how green is like not the creative color or whatever, or apparently.
Oh yeah, from Don't Have to Be Unscared.
Yeah, but like green is like sort of transcendent of all these sort of dichotomies because it's like it's just a generally strange color, you know. It's like has some brown, some yellow, in it and everything.
Because green is like red and blue are such obvious opposites, but then you got yellow, and then you have. Hold on for a second. I was an art student.
Yellow and purple.
No, you make green with yellow and blue. Yeah, so like yellow and blue aren't really opposites. It's such a mild color. Like it's yellow gets grouped with red, even though they're both primary colors.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
But
Sometimes it gets grouped together.
But the thing about green is that like it's sort of representatory of renewal. You know, like rebirth. Regeneration, like coming together.
That's because plants are green. I feel
like purity of not purity, but
grass is greener on the other side.
Yeah, reconstructing mind and spirit, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Which I find really interesting because you have all these colors, right? And they all obviously are conveying their own emotion, but none of them are actually like talking about rebuilding like the self, you know. But green is that area that you go to experience sort of life being made and life being put back together, you know.
Yeah.
It's like that's why HP is always reeled as being green. Or sometimes it's red.
Well, it's red. It's always red.
Hold on. Sometimes it's red, but
it's always red. It is never green.
Stamina.
Yeah, green's always mana or stamina.
No, what?
Points.
No, green's not the stamina. Okay, hold on. What? No, I'm thinking. Hold on. No. I'm thinking of something like that's why green is like usually the cross. Like so say you're like healing, and you have those crosses that are coming off your body. Is this green?
Those are usually red too.
No, they're not. What? Well,
are you colorblind?
I guess
Are you red-green colorblind?
Hold on, no. Maybe I'm just playing. Maybe I'm just playing some really interesting video games then. Because for me, like green is always like the thing that heals.
I mean, green is
D&D red is health.
Green is food. I mean, you know, like food would be rebirth, and there's all like what if I just wanted to eat this like. You know, like a tyrannosaurus. Not a tyrannosaurus is a bad example of a dinosaur that eats
a
triceratops. Yeah,
I think.
I don't remember what I was talking about.
Apparently, the triceratops didn't even exist, so whatever.
Yeah, dinosaurs suck. I hate them. I'm glad they're gone.
All right, so on to shapes, Mike.
Oh yeah, shapes.
Shapes pretty self-explanatory. Triangle is supposed to represent like power at the top
and stability too, because it could stand alone. A triangle could stand alone on itself, and a square usually couldn't.
Yeah, exactly. Square
like on any side, you know.
A square is supposed to represent like obviously like a structure, like uniform structure. A circle is like
that's why they call you a square.
Yeah, like a square is like.
What a square be there or be square?
Like a square is like it's rather a circle is like a uniform like some symbol of eternity.
Yeah,
like yin and yang.
Circles are my favorite.
Yeah, round things.
That's why in Taoism the yin yang is a circle.
Right. Yeah.
I heard a funny insult yesterday actually.
Another thing, hold on, before you say, is like the thing I like about sort of triangles and like points is that they say like our eyes naturally go to like this tip of a point.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to like represent like forwardness, like forward thinking, like an arrow.
Maybe that's why philosophers go to the mountains to think.
Exactly.
No, but I've heard this funny insult yesterday. It said, your family tree must be a circle. Because, you know.
Keep it in the family, is it saying? Is that the joke?
No. The joke is that incestual babies are often deformed and unintelligent.
Oh.
It was an insult trying to tell the person they're stupid.
Oh, fair enough.
No offense to any of our fans who may.
No offense to any of our incestuous fans.
No.
That's purebred fans.
Yeah, purebred fans.
Made of pure bread.
Wow, a sail made out of bread. All right, moving on. Speaking of bread, please, speaking of bread, donate to our Patreon. Even though I know we said that already.
We've already said that.
Yeah, but we need some money.
Please.
We're getting desperate.
We're going back in the tube after this.
Yeah, we could just sell the tube for money.
Yeah, I don't know why we've wasted all of our budget on cryogenic tubes.
Apparently cryogenic tubes aren't that expensive, but I don't remember where I heard that.
I have one at home.
Ah, yeah?
It's easy.
Easy access.
Easy access. All right, so we're going to review some art, Mike.
All right, cool.
We're going to review some art. Steve, is it possible for you to turn that screen around?
I'm working on it.
Okay, thank you.
There we go. That's why I did this.
Ooh.
I gotta put on my boomer goggles.
Yeah.
I put them so far away. There we go.
I just wear them during the show.
Because I hate my glasses.
I hate you.
See, look. There we go.
All right, so, okay.
Plus they reflect the light back into the... It makes me look like a nerd who, like, in the animes and stuff. Like, they're typing down things and, like,
damn it, I should have...
Screens around their house.
Hold on, I should have brought a beret. What is it called? A beret?
Beret?
Beret. I'm just gonna, like, wear this beanie in a really weird way.
You want a scarf?
Yeah, throw it.
Plus, people call me Peter Griffin wearing my glasses.
Let's see.
Hey, you're fat.
Actually,
and have brown
you wear
hair.
the scarf. I'll wear the scarf. I'll wear the beret.
Why do I have to wear a scarf?
Because we're cultured, Mike.
I'm wearing a blank white T-shirt.
You just wear the scarf. Come on, let's do it. Wear the scarf.
I don't wanna.
Wear the scarf.
I hate how noisy my voice gets.
Yeah, you're looking pretty cultured. Like, he's got the screen turned around so I can see him.
I hate my life.
All right. So, stop. Zoom out. Don't zoom out.
At least I can see how screwed up my hair is.
All right. So, this first one.
I really hate this.
Wear the scarf, Mike.
All right, but I'm not wearing my glasses anymore.
But how are you gonna see the art?
I don't have to. I'll blink.
Okay.
I mean, squint.
Okay. Anyway, first one. This first one is "Wander Above the Sea Fog" by Caspar David Friedrich, made in 1818. Look at that. Look at that, Mike. Doesn't that look beautiful? Wait, go.
Yeah.
Hey, Steve, is there any way you can actually like zoom in on that in certain parts of that at all?
Not right now.
Oh, okay. So never
Looks
mind,
like he's about to undertake a journey.
Yeah, like I like those really, like the usage of like really cool colors. Sort of like, it offers a sense of melancholy, doesn't it?
Yeah, kind of. Not really. It looks more optimistic, even with the colors being the way they
Oh,
are.
you think so?
Because to me, with my blindness, it looks like it's a mild blue.
Put your fucking glasses.
Are you supposed to be cursing, sir?
But basically, what I've read about this is that it's supposed to be like a symbolic of the human drive, like call to adventure, so to speak. Like
Yeah, that's the feeling I'm getting.
Yeah, he's about to go undertake a great journey. We're gonna see something similar to that.
He's about to rip those gnarly waves, man.
Yeah, we're gonna see something similar to that really soon. All right, so
We look like jerks.
we're art critics, Mike.
Why don't you just wear the actual scarf? Because that is a scarf on your head.
No, it's a hat. It's
not
a scarf.
Yeah.
Where's my hat?
That was like, what's wrong with you?
Oh, okay. Here we go. There we go. Now it's a beret. On to the next piece of art. This is number 2, "Girl Before a Mirror" by Pablo Picasso, 1932. Look at this beauty.
Oh, I like how it uses darker colors when she looks at herself. She probably has a poor opinion of herself.
Yeah.
Very relatable.
Yeah, very beautiful. Pablo Picasso has always been a very interesting fellow. Like, you should see his like self-portraits.
Wasn't he like a weirdo?
Well, I mean, all artists are kind of strange.
Can I wear the beanie and you wear the scarf?
Why?
You wear scarves half the time anyway.
Oh my God, Mike, just get over it. Come on.
Why don't you wear it like a scarf?
Yeah, exactly.
There you go.
There you go. They can't even see us like whinging about us. But listen, look at it. Look at it.
Well, now they can.
Yeah, but I do enjoy what you said, because like blue and the purples really do induce like a sort of melancholy.
Yeah, they do. Makes me really depressed.
Yeah. But it is a it is a very beautiful piece. It's like the usage of the vibrant colors, especially the square and the shapes, the squares behind, and like the roundness of her hips and her arms and whatnot. It really. Peter Griffin reviews art.
Please stop. I'll always.
But this is a very beautiful piece. The very good usage of circles and squares.
You know what really grinds my gears? Pablo Picasso. Who does he think he is?
Shush. All right, so on to the next, the third one, Der Feinschmecker by Eduard von Grunzner.
He's sniffing.
Sniff.
Sniff Boys 2019.
Now, obviously, this is more of a. Oh my God. Obviously, this is more of a realistic.
Realism.
Yeah, it's a realistic piece. I do really like the orange of his gown.
I mean, I guess it's like they picked warmer colors to show how like sanguine he is.
Yeah, how relatable and like
How
loving he
warm
is.
that sniff of alcohol makes him feel.
Yeah, and the yellow really like gives off a sense of
Pee.
It looks no, that's not like yellow pea. It's yellow honey. Come on.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I guess honey could look like yellow.
No.
Yellow could look like honey, yeah. I see what you like, an amber color.
Der Feinschmecker actually means I'm drinking pee.
Glasses so you can see it actually.
I can. Wow, how blind do you think I am? I can see. I can see it's an old man drinking and sniffing some Chardonnay or honey or whatever. Wait, Chardonnay white
I
or
can't,
red?
Don't worry about it, Jesus. That's not the point. The point that I really do like the way that he's expressing the folds in his face. It makes him come across as like a really like deep and wise person.
Yeah,
You
like
know?
he's been through a lot of bull. And he's just gonna sit down and have a drink.
He's been sniffing a lot of wines. And,
Yeah.
and like the contentment in his face.
I've
Like
sniffed a lot of wines in my day.
and the rosiness in his cheeks. It's a very good piece. I love it. All right, so on to the fourth one.
You definitely just figured out that piece existed like yesterday.
Yeah. This is going to be a stark contrast, Mike, from the previous one. Soft construction with boiled beans. Premonition of Premonition of Civil War by Salvador
Reminds me
Dali.
when I was in the movie theater watching Cars 2, eating some beans.
What? Let's have beans in the movie theater.
I'll tell you later.
All right, that's gonna be the Mike's Wizards. No, but this is a good piece by Salvador Dali. Soft construction with boiled beans. 1930.
What does it do with beans? What are the beans?
I don't listen. Salvador Dali is an interesting fellow, but apparently this is supposed to be detailing the destruction of the Spanish Civil War.
What?
Well, I mean, if you look at it, obviously, like he's invoking some aspects of the human anatomy, but it's also meant to make you feel uncomfortable. Obviously.
Then why are the cool colors in the background?
I mean, that's just the sky, I think. Well, I mean, I don't think there's any real consequence to the colors in the background being of the sky. I think like the more, I think. Yeah, juxtaposition. Yeah, but I think I don't think the usage of colors really matters here too much. I think it's more the shape. That's why I picked it because it's showing
like a
the
sword or something.
Well, I think it's just showing
Like
how,
his head's on the like the sharp end of the sword. Like he just got his head chopped off.
maybe, but I think it's just to show that there's, despite like the absolute horror, there's a sort of structure towards it, you know?
Yeah.
Because like how how they're arranged in like some sort of a weird shape.
Yep.
Yeah, I think Salvador Dali's a lot of his works were focused on like how shapes and like the form of certain objects that you can recognize, like how that affects the way you perceive the message, I guess. Now with boiled beans, I don't know what the hell that means. I don't know what the boiled beans bit means.
Beans. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah. All right, fifth one. We're just cruising through the dude. We're basically like going through an art museum right now.
Mm-hmm.
Feels good. The Birth of the World by Joan Miro. 1925.
Is that a stick figure? What is that?
It is. Well, it's the birth of the world.
I don't get it.
Well, it's obviously like more abstract, surrealist sort of piece.
Can you get closer to the mic, Mike?
I don't get it. Let me grab my glasses. The goggles.
The boomer goggles, dude.
Well, I guess that orange thing is the sun,
Maybe.
and that triangle is the Illuminati. I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe it's like the ending of. I don't know what this is. This is gross to look at.
Well, maybe there's a dichotomy between that orange circle and that white circle.
Maybe, but this is overall an unpleasant thing to see.
All right, so next one then, since Mike is feeling a little uncomfortable. Number 6, you'll like this one. Liberty Leading the People by Eugene Delacroix. 1830, excuse me. Beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah, it's realism.
Well, I think it is realism, obviously, but
It just shows a cool
well, I mean,
scenario.
Oh yeah, no, like read the actual word. Yeah. Read the actual title. It's Liberty, apparently, like Lady Liberty, leading the people.
Yeah, it makes sense. And like the red flag, you could clearly brings your attention to the center, which is probably intentional.
Oh yeah, that's actually that makes sense. Like she's basically leading France into this revolution.
Yeah, with her top falling off.
Yeah. No, but I think. Well, what do you think that means, Mike? What do you think that means?
I think it means we have to change our rating to MA because those are some. Are those bear? Horrible.
Damn, you're right.
Next painting.
What do you think it actually meant, though? What do you think it actually meant? Like
literally meant
bare-chested?
Like bare-chested probably meant like weakness, I guess. Like not like vulnerability. She kept her chest open.
No, I think it means audaciousness.
I don't really know.
Like, audaciously going forward is somewhat indecent despite the circumstances, Like, she can easily be shot just straight in the chest, like,
Yeah, she could.
But I think it's just a sort of symbol of bravery. But why would you think that liberty, like freedom, is symbolized by a woman instead of like a man in that sense? Why do you think so?
Maybe because like fertility or something.
Renewal, the new world, like the new world, the brand new world.
Yeah.
And if you saw there, I think her dress was yellow. That's also like a symbol of optimism.
Yeah, maybe.
And like if you notice, like she's
also like she looked to be like only like one of the only, if not the only woman there.
Yeah. Which
also probably grabs more attention.
Yeah, it probably does. But like if you notice, like the sky opens. The sky opens up like around her head to sort of symbolize divinity in a way.
Yeah, you can tell the Arctis. Can you stop, please?
Our show engineer's being a jerk. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he's flashing us his vulnerability.
But in the background, you see like the solemn and downtrodden are like darker in shade.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very good piece. Very lovely. I love it. All right. So the seventh one, ABCD Self-Portrait by Raoul Haussmann.
Raoul.
I don't know. Hold that thought. I don't know if any of you seen that the music video for the song "Take Me Out" by Franz Ferdinand.
Take me on.
Take me out.
Oh, I don't know what that is.
Okay, so that look it up. Of course, don't close the damn tab first, but look it up. This reminds me extremely of that music video, and I think they were inspired heavily by the movement that it came from, which is I think this is Dadaism. This is definitely a Dadaistic sort of piece. But it's a self-portrait, Mike. Do you think that guy in the center is actually him? I think it is. But
I think the things he put there is supposed to relate to who he thinks he is.
Yeah.
But I don't know what any of those things even are.
Well, if you notice, like, it's not...
Might be money over there.
Yeah, that's some sort of piece of currency. It's really, obviously, it's kind of hard to...
Symbolizes the big money.
Yeah. Obviously, it's hard to make heads or tails of this. But it is still good. I do... Like, if you notice, like, there is a sort of flow and structure to, like, what he's got here. Like, that little thing coming out of his mouth, I'm guessing, is, like, his voice or something like that.
Maybe.
And everything is within the same color palette, so there is a uniformity in terms of color. Like, how do you feel like when you?
It looks like a postage stamp.
Yeah, kind of. It gives off a kind of how should I put it? It utilizes warm colors, so it's kind of inviting, but like the structure of the way it is and like what's actually on it, kind of. It's interesting, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. Dadaism. All right, next one. This is the Fallout New Vegas Lonesome Road DLC wallpaper.
Do you know who made it?
No. I don't actually. I tried to find it, and it didn't even say. Now, this is... Like, where do I even start? Like, it's... For one thing, it's really good. But you're immediately hit with the melancholy.
Yeah, it's, you know how you said, like, yellows are supposed to be, like, optimistic? Not in this case.
Yeah.
That seems to be the sunset.
Yeah.
And, that means he's going into, like, nothing good.
Yeah. Like, basically, it's whatever he's going into, it's ending.
Yeah.
Like, it's showing the end of the line, so to speak. And it's... Like, the Lonesome Road DLC, for one thing, is a beautiful DLC if you've ever played it and Fallout New Vegas. But it concludes the whole story. Like, it wraps it all up. And in the end, you come back as a hero. So, I mean, you get a really powerful, heroistic sort of vibe from it. And I guess the yellows is there for, like... like the contrast between the yellow and the dark colors is so you sort of feel for the character, the subject, hoping that he's going to come out of this well. But the darkness sort of symbolizes, like, nothing good's going to come of this,
Yeah.
Beautiful. Love it. Next one. But The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild wallpaper. Now, I told you, Mike, the Wanderer Above a Fog, the Sea Fog, we're going to come back to like a similar thing like this. So
It reminds me of the first one we saw, basically. It just looks like a cliche kind of hero looking on.
Yeah, looking on to the future.
Sword in hand.
Yeah, on his way to an adventure, which is basically what the whole thing was about. The whole video game was about the adventure of going forward and defeating the evil that was plaguing the land. And as you can see, like, there's light at the end of the... Because if you notice, like, it's his journey in the middle, and then in the beyond, there's the light.
Yeah.
So symbolizing that there is light at the end of your struggle. Very beautiful. And then the whole land is just dark and blanketed in smoke, and it's very ominous. Very beautiful. Next one. This is Enkanot by Jean Metzinger. I have no idea what this is depicting at all, but the black and the whites, they really do project a very strong and grounding force, but it's just like the very obtuse nature of the structure.
He seems to be holding something.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure what. It looks like the handle of a bat. An axe?
That's an axe, really?
Oh, I see it.
I don't know what Enkano means. I probably should have had that translated, but
Oh, that's me.
Steve, what does Enkano mean? I think it's Kano, or cannot.
Cannot even deal.
Let's see.
Canoe.
Oh, it's a paddle.
Oh, it is a paddle. Oh, you see, that makes it... There's a boat in the corner right there, if you see it.
Oh. I wonder what it could be.
Well, it's more... Art's boring, isn't it, Mike?
Yes.
Well, it's just depicting a surrealist sort of depiction of someone paddling down a river, I guess. Cool. All right, so next one, the Gleaners by Jean-François Millet. What? That's how you pronounce his name. I think this goes without saying, obviously. It's a realistic piece of people in the fields, or rather, slaves in the fields, because, well, they didn't get a year. So, I mean, he's French, could be Haiti. No, don't worry about it. Don't worry. We gotta move on.
I'm looking it up.
They intentionally chose pretty dull colors, I'd say.
Yeah.
1857.
Oh, okay. So that is still during slavery in the South. So it could be just a still life of slaves on the plantation. But
Yeah.
it's very warm, inviting. The different colors in the caps help to differentiate the women, obviously. Very beautiful. All right, the next one, last one, The Starry Night by Vincent van Gogh, 1889.
Yeah, it looks horrible. I don't know who Vincent Van Gogh is. He sounds like
Apparently he.
I'm kidding. I know who he is.
Yeah, apparently he made this while he was.
High as hell.
On turpentine.
He was on turpentine.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
He used to keep liquor and turpentine next to each other. He used to sip at the turpentine instead of dipping his paintbrushes in it.
Oh my god. And then you end up with this.
And he also has syphilis. So.
Oof.
Meanwhile, I bet if I did this exact same piece today and
Wait a
it didn't
second.
exist prior, no one would care about it.
What is turpentine?
It's like chemicals used to clean off the acrylic from paintbrushes.
He was sipping that.
Yeah.
Big sips.
Big sips.
But yeah, you could tell obviously it's like a very cool,
Yeah.
but with still some warmness in it, you know?
Yeah.
Just a starry night.
It is. It's basically just depicting a starry night over a town, really. So there is an obvious subject, but his utilization of certain brushstrokes and whatnot, it's really brings out the piece. It's sort of the whimsy of the night, I'd say.
Yeah, it's a very mystic-inducing painting.
All right, that's all of our paintings, Mike. Sorry, I didn't give you a lot of time to do Mike's Mysteries. I hope you're not too upset about that.
Yeah, I guess we'll just never do it.
No, seriously, don't you have it?
Yeah, I do.
All right, go.
All right, I can't even do an introduction. I wanted to do our lost art pieces in lost film because we're doing art this season.
Yeah.
So the closest thing I could come up to with, is the 1957 Frankenstein movie, right?
Yeah.
There's a gruesome scene where the Frankenstein puts, not the monster, the guy, like puts this disembodied head, because it was like a failed test subject, puts into an acid bath,
Oof, yeah.
And that scene's lost because it was deemed like way too much. Even though like you could still see him in the film with the acid and destroyed head. And I had a lot more time. People describe it better. But basically, it's like completely lost. Like that one scene in particular, and no one could find it. It's also it's a Frankenstein movie with Christopher Lee, not the other one.
Not the older one, or
not the not the one Universal did. It's a different one.
Mm.
But yeah, so they removed that scene, and now it's lost, and you can't find it. Like, no one knows where it is.
Jesus.
So it makes me wonder, like, what did they do with it? I assume they kind of destroy it.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, they pretty much destroy it.
Because they just didn't want it to be, I don't know. I think they just destroyed it.
When was this exactly?
1957.
1957.
The good old days.
Back in the day.
Yeah.
When Dali and the other artists were going on making their little art.
Yep, and Frankenstein. Movies were just, they were different back then.
Yeah. All right, so Mike, that's the show. I hope you like that with the art. We're getting pretty cultured there, don't you think?
Yeah, I guess.
All right, my name's Austin Andrews.
Mike Kip. I'm
Taylor's
tired.
He's a sleepy man, just yawning in straight into the mic.
Yeah.
Yeah. If the first yawn didn't make you go away, I
just stopped looking at all that red light.
Yeah. All right. So, art.
Going down the ocean blue. It's probably why we're so
depressed and melancholy.
Yep.
All right, we're going down.
Goodbye.